Hello, my beautiful, my delicious, and my odd friend. Scorpio, I'm here doing a tarot card reading for you. But before I'm going to do this reading, I'm going to do this YouTube and Patreon prognosis about your life and how come you are where you are. So, February, in a fellow fixed sign, you might accidentally feel a little bit more knowing than others here. You might actually even feel a bit more important than who you are to yourself usually. You might also adjust other people and know ahead of time what are their strengths and weaknesses. I would probably suggest for you to do that quietly and meekly, and not to do any more damage to your whole family and your system of creativity by being that type of girl or guy who pushes and pushes so much that they accidentally push themselves and their own family and maybe their whole bunch of friends out of a situation instead of helping. So I see you guys getting discarded or destroyed. I'm also feeling that it would be very easy here to get a bad name, not just for you, but for many other people. So it is a very good time also for others who are very smart and very vulnerable about maybe themselves and how far they've come, or what their family situation is like, where their loved ones are. It is very important for you to basically try and be so loving and lenient and so careful with your words, especially with your advice and how much you can see, because you could easily not just discard you or put yourself out into the cold. You could actually do that not just for you but for many others. For example, if you're an executive or representative and you go into a meeting with a big company, it is very nice to be soft. Sure, it's a boys' club. Sure, there's 40 people there on the board. Sure, it's crazy, it's ridiculous. And yes, but unless you can be kind and you can be soft, sometimes your advice will not be heard. And plus, if you are arrogant and you yell something out, or you're like a crazy, like a politician, bang your fist against the desk and you try to, it's not gonna work. And you're also at a risk of losing all. It is also very easy to go into a bender. So for example, you might be in love with somebody, you might give them a mean word, or you might explode, and then they later can't forgive you no matter what it takes. Flowers, candy, kisses, cuddles, and the person is still not able to understand who you are. And the thing here is that yes, it's not just destruction of your own self, but you can destroy your whole family. And also by being mean or rude, you can put things into destruction. You can put the wheels into destruction for yourself, but also for someone else. And this is a very big karmic issue for Scorpios, because we sometimes don't understand why we've come to be where we've come to be, and it's because it took many years maybe to form into a reality what you've done maybe 6 or 7 years ago. So unless you are very soft and kind usually, I feel that you might have this always, and often there might be times where you don't see it when something gives you love or care. You might not see when somebody really wants you to be there. And when you're not there, you suddenly understand that you belong, or maybe you fear somebody for a long time until at the end you understand that you love them. And all these crazy things with sexuality and reproduction and emotions and desire and vulnerability, they can really be at the surface now. So it would be very nice to no longer fight alkaline diet, juice fast. It is a good idea to also reacquaint yourself with old age. Like look at a person who's dying or on their deathbed. Look at somebody who doesn't have a lot. What is it like not to eat for a week? What is it really like to be in shame? What is it really like to be in pain? What is it really like to be sick? What is it really like to be in that opposite of care and the opposite of joy? Please consider it, because here you have all the reins in your hands, and you might also feel like very polar opposite to it. You might suddenly be like, they're not listening to me. You listen to me, but you might actually have 7 or 8 people that you've never had the attention of before. You could easily have a door open that has never been opened before. You could have maybe some kind of respect or availability come through, or maybe even the girl that you're dating at the moment, or the person you're dating is completely beyond your means. Okay, now you have to be soft, now you have to be kind. And it feels to me that though you have all the reins in your hands and you can very easily confuse us, seduce us, you know, remind us of something very strong, come out on top and suddenly be the boss man or woman, it would be very, very, very good to subdue that need for more control, more power, more commitment, more love, more candy, more fruit, more sex, more lust. It would be very, very good not to lust after what you perhaps at this point in time should not have, with money, with power, with advertising, with getting yourself ahead. Yes, you can do more. You can do more. You can put your face on every magazine now, maybe. You know, you can put your product in front of the most fussiest of audiences and they will love it. But the thing I feel for you guys is not to get seduced here, and also not to demand that which doesn't come easy. Okay? You've got the reins. You have it. You have it. You have. But the thing here is, until the last part of February, it feels to me that you might feel that things are so easy, you will probably ask, what else can I get away with? Yeah? And then this becomes the crux of your demise. Because Scorpio is like a dark sign, it's a feminine sign, it's a beautiful sign, but it's also one of the cruelest, strangest signs. Apart from Scorpio, maybe sometimes Pisces. But the thing here is that you've got to really, 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 really emotionally establish yourself in such a way where you don't need you to be on top of everything. Gratitude and grace. Graceful, gratifying. If you've been invited to a place that is far beyond your means, okay, be subdued, okay, be nice. If you've been, for example, invited to a palace, you don't put your feet on the table, okay? If you've been invited to be with the most beautiful person that you've ever met, don't tell them off to try and raise your value. If you have suddenly got somebody who wants to buy all your wares, please don't rip them off. Please be integral with anything with power and control and money. Also, if sex is something that you now see as very easy and very interesting, it might be very easy for you to generate power and passion and compassion and strength and all these different crazy vibrations in somebody new. But the thing here is that unless you're fully feeling it, don't display. Unless you're fully loving someone, don't tell them that you're in love with them. It would be very, very, very unkind to at the end of the month feel like you're not sorry, or you have to go, or even worse, that you've been pushed out and pulled out of the situation altogether. The thing here is to have self-control and maybe also at the same time enough charisma to let it go. So thank you very much, Scorpio. I will now read for you these tarot cards, which will be online on Patreon. So these can be found there. If you'd like to take a look, you can. And then otherwise, all the details are in the section below. Thanks a lot, Scorpio. Enjoy your time. Easy does it. Thank you. Bye.